Management of Thomas Cook, let's try and find out what the trends for the upcoming holiday season, whether currency volatility is hurting travel plans, crude impact on air tickets, and the plans to grow the travel and holiday business. So what is Thomas Cook exactly doing? Debasis Nandy, the President and Group CFO, joins us on the show right now. Debasis, it's a busy time for your business with the holiday season. Start off by telling us what are the trends for the upcoming holiday season. What is it that you've observed over the last year?
As you know, the peak holiday season was between April and July, and this is the second season, what you call the sort of shoulder season for the outbound travel, and as well as for the domestic market. So we have quite a bit of travel bookings, especially for Southeast Asia, and there are some adventurous people who do go to Europe and US in the winter. And of course, the domestic market is growing very strong. It's a full season. The Diwali has been a good season for us, and we hope so will be Christmas. The forward bookings are strong. We are seeing bookings, are up by about 20% or more. So we see a very strong booking ahead of us.
Okay, so which are the top holiday destinations which are seeing high bookings, and are there any relatively unexplored destinations which also Indians are looking at?
So, every year a few destinations emerge. So people look at, for example, in Southeast Asia, it's not undiscovered, but places like Cambodia or Vietnam, where people used to go, lesser number of people used to go in earlier years, are seeing more traction nowadays. Similarly, in Europe, in the summer, we saw a lot of traction for Eastern Europe, which was not there earlier. And when I say Eastern Europe, I don't mean the typical Austria and Austria or Hungary, etc., but the erstwhile communist bloc countries, which are very picturesque, is nice places to go to.
Right. You focus strongly on the US business, but are you seeing the currency volatility hurt travel plans in general?
Actually, our focus business really is the Europe business. That's what we really specialize in, and we actually excel in the European part of the business. Having said that, US is also a strong business. In terms of your the question that you put on, which is about the volatility in the currency, see, we did not see too much any adverse impact of that. As I said, the future bookings, so the forward bookings are up by about 20%. So that actually reflects that our bookings did not get affected by any changes in currency. What we have seen in the past as well is that there is a short-term impact, in the sense, maybe the impact is there for 15 days or a month, but people do get used to it and they do not really compromise on the holidays. See, holidays become an essential part of one's life, and people might cut down their holidays by a day or two, or might cut down on their shopping in order to conserve their resources, but they will not compromise with the holiday at all.
What about your forex business in general? Is that taking a hit with the strength in the dollar?
Actually, it's just the opposite. So the forex business this year has done very well. If you have seen the 6-month results, not only the retail part of the business, but also the wholesale part, which is dealing with other money changers and banks, both have done very well. The growth is there. On the retail side, the growth has been there primarily on account of the increased travel. On the holiday side, the volatility actually brought in more trading opportunities for people who trade in foreign exchange, and Thomas Cook does both buying and selling transactions. So every time a buying or selling transaction happens with Thomas Cook, we gain on our revenues. We hedge ourselves completely, you know that, but volatility brings in more trading opportunities, just like as in the share market, and therefore it's good for us.
Okay, what about crude volatility? Because that has also been a factor for flights. When we saw a major spike, did you see the high-priced airline tickets impacting any holiday choices?
We did see some changes in the airline ticket prices, but we did not see too much of impact of that. And in the percentage composition, in terms of percentage composition, the airline ticket is not the major part. There are other parts as well. So therefore, we did not see too much of impact of that.
Okay, you are one of the key platforms in online booking. Give us a sense of as to how you're expecting the online bookings to grow and what are the key trends that you foresee for yourself?
See, on the online side, what we specialize in or what we sell is only leisure travel packages. Unlike many other players, we do not sell or we do not encourage sales of pure airline ticket or pure hotel rooms, because those are really commoditized businesses. So we prefer to sell packages where we provide an experience to the traveler. On that, in terms of trends, people, they are seeing more and more moving on to Europe. It started off with online travel. Typically started off with South and Southeast Asia, but we are now seeing that people would like to book packages to Europe. And we have launched some series last year, which are continuing well this year as well. Things like Simply Greece, which is a very basic package to Greece, but people buy that package and then take add-ons on top of that, which actually helps in improving our revenues as well.
Right. Just talking about some numbers, because we saw your revenue from operations in the travel business grow by about 15% in the second quarter. What kind of growth do you see from the travel business in the coming quarters, and what kind of EBIT growth do you hope to clock in?
While we are not authorized to make forward-looking statements, but I think we'll sustain the growth that you have seen in the past. As I said, our forward bookings are up by about 20%, and that actually shows the sort of growth that we can expect. The other thing that I would like to point out, that we are in the middle of the inbound season, and there has been a good amount of growth in the inbound travelers into India, thanks to the change in government policy that happened early last year on visa online and visa on arrival. So this has actually increased the overall market, the inbound market, and Thomas Cook, through its brand Sita and TCI, are the leaders in this market, and we have benefited substantially from this.
Okay. The holiday business growth has also come in higher by 16% in Q2. Can you share with us what's the outlook that you have for this segment in light of the strong growth expectations for travel demand going by recent reports?
So I think a growth of 15-16% can be seen going forward. That's the growth that we are seeing nowadays, and I'm quite sure that we'll be able to sustain that level of growth.
Okay, good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining in.